Alright. Alright. What's up, guys? Gonna here, and today we're gonna be doing another gameplay, Song of the Deep. Basically, well, this has actually been on my mind, for a very, very long time. I think ever since I've seen other YouTubers talk about this. I've seen Zara12 just talked about it last night, which I've been in a couple of his videos, and his videos are pretty good. Right now he's doing his World of Final Fantasy walkthrough, which is pretty good. Going through a lot of changes, and a lot of the changes I'm not a big fan of, especially with, their whole thing with flagging people's videos, their copyright strikes, everything else. The channel, like the whole website itself, it's a muddled mess. And and YouTube's been going through it ever since it first came out. I think ever since 2010, 2011 came by, or maybe even before that, I don't know. But around that time, that's when it began, to change. That's when people started to see that the changes were going to get made eventually. And some of the changes weren't that tragically changed, but it definitely turned to the worse. Because first of all, YouTube, has this little thing called, their copyright strikes. It's really all over the place. And I've been through them. A lot of videos have been through it as well. A lot of subscribers have been through it. They need to fix that. That's number one. The thing I think YouTube definitely needs to improve is their copyright strikes. Because there's just so much that they've done over, ever since they got PewDiePie and Markiplier and ViewTech USA and Nostalgia Critic, the Angry Video Game Nerd, all those other, big those big celebrities that are on YouTube. They need, honestly, and I know they make so much money, and I know that website makes a lot of money because everybody goes on YouTube all the time, almost every day, just to look for resources, whether if it's a video game, whether if they're trying to build a house, or, trying to build things from scratch, everything. People go on there all the time for resources. And, and it's sad that you got a channel, that you got a website like YouTube that has a lot of flaws, And I'm not saying YouTube is a bad site. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is the website needs a lot of improvement. There needs to be a lot of improvement because there's a lot of people on YouTube that definitely need that definitely don't need the copyright strikes. Like Angry Joe, for example. He had over many different copyright strikes over his video, and just YouTube just put it on there. That was kind of weird. I don't know why my controller was like that, but I guess the cord came out. Stupid cord. Anyway, Angry Joe, he's been doing, videos for so long, and he's a celebrity too, and he's been doing it for a very, very long time, and he's getting copyright strikes left, right, from center, just from different companies, and they shouldn't be doing that. And even YouTube's Heroes, which I remember that came out, and it's a funding system. They wanted people to flag everyone's videos for no reason. And that was a really shitty part on YouTube's part. And I'm glad it didn't consider it. Because if they did, then the website would have a lot of problems. They'd be getting a lot of complaints. So it's good that they didn't do that. You know? Because then we would have seen a lot of changes happening to that website. And it would be pretty freaking critical, if you ask me. And another thing that also is different about the copyright strikes as well is because YouTube's moderators, they need to get fixed. Because the way I see it is their moderators, it's very automatic. They don't fix it at all. That's the reason why, that's the main reason why people are getting all these strikes on their videos. Is because they don't fix the system, and it just turns on in itself. They figure, oh, we're not going to do anything because it's just going to do it on its own. And that's really what it is. They're just too lazy to fix it. You know? They're too lazy to fix it because they expect people to pretty much not do anything about it. You know? What I think they should do is not only fix everything that's going on in their channel, but their moderators as well. Because, you know, first of all, number one, everything that people do on YouTube is everything fair use. That's priority number one. Because why do you think people make a lot of these videos? Like, they make videos on, like, video games or movies or whatever. Like, anything, like, review-wise, it's fair use. They're not filing anything. They're not doing anything that's illegal or anything else. You know, they're doing things in the fair use. You know, it's in the rule books. And I don't think YouTube really understands that, because the reason being is the moderators are garbage, and they're not going to fix it. That's the main reason. If they really want to improve, which I do think they should, they definitely need a lot of improvement, is if they fix it. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is their moderators need to get fixed. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any of these problems. And I do agree with Zarya12. I do think that other channels need a time to shine too. You know? It's true, because look at him. He doesn't have that many subscribers. And he's been in that he's been on YouTube for years. You know? I mean, and he knows his shit. You know, when it comes to videos. So, you know, and he doesn't have anything like PewDiePie or Markiplier or Review Tech USA or any of those big celebrities. Like, he doesn't have any of that, you know? And he's been on there for so long, and he's already getting low revenue or anything else. I mean, sure, he doesn't have the right equipment, which some people don't have. Like, some people have the good equipment and they don't get a lot of fame on YouTube, and they still make videos. But okay, I think I know where I'm going. You know, and you know, they make a lot of good videos with that right equipment, but it's just they're just not getting like more attention enough. They're just not getting what they expected. And it's true. I myself, I'm just starting out as a YouTuber. I don't know anything about what YouTube does. I don't even know what they could really do. And it's true. You know, but you know, as you get better and better, it gets really good. But on the other side though, you also, like, for a lot of people, like, even like when you're starting on YouTube, you're going to have a lot of problems. Because then you got to figure out, okay, do I need this camera? Do I need this microphone? Do I need would my computer really work for Windows Movie Maker? Like, what can I do to do it? And the real answer is, you just go what you have to go with. You know? And it's a shame. It's a shame that YouTube doesn't give those channels a chance. I agree. because, you know, there's people out there that love making videos and bust their ass every day, just that way they can, you know, get their messages across and, you know, just enjoy doing it, you know. But I think YouTube just needs to improve. Their copyright strikes, they gotta go. Their moderators, they need to get fixed. That's the bottom line. Because that's probably the only reason why people are suffering from YouTube, you know, from everything. You know? Like, that's the main videos down because of saying one little word, you know? Like, that's just, it's a little bullshit to me, you know? Like even Nintendo, which I know people have asked me to do my thoughts on why Nintendo was not doing anything for YouTube. You see, and that's another thing I want them to improve as well, is with Nintendo. You know, Nintendo, here's the thing with Nintendo, is that, you know, I love their games. I love all their franchises. I love Mario, I like Pokemon, I like Zelda, I like Kirby, I like all their games. I think they have really good games, you know? But there's one flaw I have with them, and that's them letting people use their content on YouTube. You know, and that's one thing that they don't understand either, is fair use. In fact, out of the two, YouTube and Nintendo, those are the two things that they don't understand, and that's fair use. You know? And I think it's safe to say that Nintendo needs to understand that law, you know? Because, and I know they make a lot of money, and I know they do, because, I mean, they make billions and billions of dollars on their games, but you need to give at least people a chance to, like, view your content. Because that was one of the main reasons why you had your Wii TV channel, or whatever that was, when Mario Kart 8 came out. That was one of the main reasons. You know what I mean? Because people were able to do that when Mario Kart 8 came out. They were able to view footage, they were allowed to rewind their videos and everything, you know, and they could post on YouTube. But now, a year later, when Mario Maker comes out, because they were doing the exact same thing for Mario Maker, when Mario Maker comes out, and everybody's trying to learn how to, like, create their own levels, and, you know, how to make the best level it is possible, people are now getting flagged for it. Because Nintendo thinks, oh, well, we can't have this content on YouTube. But, like, yeah, you can, because it's fair use. And not only that, it gives people a chance to look up tutorials, do a certain level, because nobody's not going to know how the hell to beat a level. You know, especially in Mario, because a lot of times Mario games, they tend to be freaking hard. You know, it's not as easy as it looks. You know? Like, I just think they need to improve on that. And I did hear about you know, there was a fan favorite game. I think it was like a fan service kind of game. They made one for Pokemon, in which the Pokemon will look okay. I didn't think it was that exquisite, but I mean, for a game that was created by a lot of fans. Sorry about that. I don't know why this cord is being so unstable. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to go find another cord. But anyway, you know what I mean? Like that Pokemon game, like, you know, fans making that was really cool. You know what I mean? It looks like a lot like the ones in Game Boy Advance. Now, it doesn't look like anything like the DS ones, but it looks like a lot like the Game Boy Advance ones. But it looks really good. You know? I mean, it's a lot different. Maybe because I'm used to the, like, all the other Pokemons that they created, but not really used to the ones that the fans have created, but the ones they created were really cool, you know? And even the Metroid game, I forget what the Metroid game was called, but they made a Metroid game, and that one was really cool. You know, that one was really, really cool. Because it felt like, I mean, they haven't done a handheld Metroid game in years. You know, and it was really cool they kind of did that. But no, instead Nintendo had to take that down. Which, I mean, I can understand for two reasons. I can understand, you know, it's not them that making the game. It's mostly like somebody made it, and you know, it's for fan service, and people, you know, were creating it and shit like that. But the basic point is, people were doing it because they love the franchise, you know, and it's fair use. You know, I mean, like I said, it's written all over it. You know, it's fair use, which means people are allowed to view content without violating anything. You know, because they're not doing it to be illegal. I mean, technically, it's in the rule books. You know, like, I just think Nintendo just needs to look back at what they're doing, look back at the fair use, like, look at the laws, like the Canadian laws and even the U.S. laws, and, you know, see what they can improve. Because they're way out of touch when it comes to fair use. And it really sucks. You know, because, I mean, there's people out there that would love to view, like, Pokemon games. They would love to review Mario games, you know, Zelda and all that shit. You know, and they can't because Nintendo won't allow it. Nintendo will just automatically take that down. You know? I remember one story, speaking of Nintendo and YouTube, I know one story, and this happened, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. Brummaster 12, which I've seen his videos when I was younger. I mean, he's been on YouTube for years, too. And he did one on My Little Pony. He did a review on My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and he was, you know, explaining what the series was. Like, he was just giving out his own thoughts. And in the end, after review was out, and I think it was like a year later, you know, it got taken down on a copyright strike because supposedly YouTube took it down, and I think it had something to do with Shell Factory. You know, because I mean, Shell Factory is the one that produces all of anything Hasbro related. Like, they did that with Transformers the movie, and any of the. I don't think they do anything in the He-Man series, but I do know. But, you know, the thing is that, like, you know, their moderators are involved too, no question about it. But, I mean, Shell Factory, okay. The thing with Shell Factory is, which I tell a lot of people, they don't necessarily own My Little Pony. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily own My Little Pony. They just release the videos. That's it. They don't really own anything when it comes to Hasbro or anything else. They don't own anything in that My Little Pony. It's Hasbro that tells people that they can't put it. And that's understandable, because that's Hasbro's call. But if it's violating something, then that's different. You know? But again, it serves us the fair use, you know? And Shell Factory, that's a company that doesn't understand that either. You know? But the moral of the story is, you know, it doesn't matter what company's involved. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, if it's Nintendo, if it's Shell Factory, or any of those kind of companies. They just need to improve their content. They just need to follow the fair use laws. It doesn't matter what the hell it is, they just have to follow it, you know. I'm always lost when it comes to this game. And that's the other thing. The only reason I choose this game, which I know you guys are probably wondering, why the hell does he keep on playing this game and then talking about certain topics? It's because this is the kind of game that it's quiet. There's no sound. I mean, you can hear music, but that's really it. There's no sound. There's no movement. There's no. It's more like a calm game. You know, it's very calm and and it's just, I'm probably going to be using this game to actually, like, do rant videos or whatever. Like, I think this is actually a good game for me to use. I'll probably, because once I get, like, a better camera that I can use, like, to record, then I probably will, do more rant videos on just myself than just me playing this game all the time. But I don't know, I think this is a good game to try, to use even to play and, talk at the same time, so I don't know. It's just something that I can be able to do. But I mean, like I said with YouTube, I myself don't want to go back, I myself do not want to go to Twitch. And it's funny because people ask me if I ever go on Twitch. I don't go on Twitch. I don't go on daily I go on daily missions sometimes. Like if there's like a movie or something like that. Like during Christmas time, I was using that site to find Christmas specials. But that's really it. Like daily mission, I only go on like sometimes because their stuff is pretty good. You know what I mean? Like their stuff I think it's half decent. Where YouTube, not so much. YouTube's there's people that put that stuff on there and it's more money based. And I know nowadays companies mostly focus on the money. And I know YouTube does. No question about it, YouTube does. But I just think, and I agree that channels need their time to shine. They need, they need to be out there. People just need to give them attention. Like, I agree. There needs to be more of that because, like I said, there's people out there that bust their ass every day to put out videos with the best content that they can come up with, and yet people don't look at them. And then you get Markiplier, and you get PewDiePie, and you get all those big YouTube celebrities, and they get all the fame. I don't think that's right. I know they do it as a job. I know it's a career of theirs. But what YouTube's got to understand, which I think ZR12 has a point on this, and that's something I've never noticed. I mean, maybe because I'm too envious to get it, but it's something I've never noticed, and he pointed this out really well, is their channels, they're not going to be there that long. And it's true. They're not going to be there that long. Like, PewDiePie, I bet you, will be done in a couple of years. I get about a couple of years and he's done. Even though he already came out with that bullshit excuse that, I'm going to delete my channel and nobody's going to find out and, I'm done with YouTube and, that was just a stunt. People just, he did that just for attention. And then he came back and then everything was all fine and dandy. Like, like, his channel's not going to last very long either. And then you look at Markiplier. Markiplier ain't going to last at all. I mean, I know Review Tech USA, obviously he's been around, but I mean, Lord knows if he's really going to do it still. Like, there's other people that, that are YouTube celebs, like, those guys are not going to be around much longer. Like, I know they're going to be around, like, this year and next year and the next, but like I said, they're not going to be there, they're not going to be on that site for a very long time, Like, they're eventually going to retire, and they're going to eventually work on something else with their lives, They're going to do something like that, because they can't just go on YouTube and work for YouTube forever. They have to at least find something else that they can do, You know, I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm not saying that eventually they will do that, but I'm just saying that that's the way I see it. You know, that's the way I see it. Like, the reality is, those channels, they might be there that long, but they're not going to last very long. I mean, because you look at Rapperfest. He's a guy that does, like, comic book reviews. He's done, you know, he does a lot of Godzilla reviews. He's done, you know, he's done a lot of stuff on DC. I think it's a DC fanboy. But he does stuff a lot on DC. You know, he does a lot of that stuff. And he didn't really last that long because he had other obligations, you know. And that happens to people. Sometimes people take breaks from YouTube and they don't do videos until God knows when. A couple years, you know, whenever they feel they're ready, you know. But like I said, you know, anyway, the reality is these channels are not going to last very long. So it's a good time for YouTube to understand that you have channels that have been on there for so long that don't get much attention and don't get the fame that they deserve, and they need their time to shine. They need some attention. Because like I said, those channels are not going to last very long. So the people that are trying their damn best to actually get those channels working, they should be getting as much a chance. Because I think they deserve a chance. Like BW Rosas. He does a lot of wrestling videos. He's done a lot of My Little Pony videos. He's done, you know, he's done a lot of Sonic Saturday M videos. He's done countless videos on cartoons and anime and all that stuff. And he's been on there for how many years? He's been on there maybe for about 8 years. And he still doesn't get that much fame. You know? I just think he needs... I just think that like people like him, they need their time to shine. They need at least some type of fame to at least reach them out. You know, because they love making videos. And what better way of, you know, getting that sort of chance to be able to fulfill that at the end of the day? Because that's really what they need to do. They need at least that certain time to do that. But unfortunately, YouTube doesn't want that. Like my videos, I've never, to be honest, I'm even lucky enough to even get at least a few viewers and a few subscribers, if that. And I'm just starting out, which is really saying something. Like me, I just hope that whatever type of video that I do, it kind of reaches out people, you know what I mean? And it's fun to do. You know what I mean? Because then I could show people how to play games and, you know, view content and whatever. But the fact of the matter is, you know, anything that you do, as long as those moderators are not fixed, and it's not gonna get fixed, you're still gonna have problems with your videos. Any way you look at it, it's gonna happen. Because that's really the main problem with this whole issue, is that YouTube does not give a shit about their moderators. They don't fix it, and that's why people's videos are being flagged and taken down all the time. You know, that's the main reason. That's another thing. Speaking of copyright strikes, because this just came out of my mind. I had a copyright strike on my Mafia 3 reviews, or my walkthroughs. And there were songs. There were songs from the Rolling Stones. There was one from the Beatles and shit like that. And I got a copyright strike from it. And supposedly, it wasn't... I don't think it was reported or anything, but that's probably one of my first strikes on that website. And I'll tell you this, the songs were featured in the game. I find that complete bullshit. Why I got flagged for it, you know? Especially when they were featured in the game. If they're featured in the game, then they should at least, you know, be able to do that. They should be able to, like, put the game in there, you know? They should at least let the songs be featured in the game, because that's the main reason why they're in the game. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, violating anything. It's not violating anything whatsoever. Because again, it's fair use. Like, I'm actually quite glad they didn't do that with my Tomb Raider videos, even though I've only did a few of them, and they were kind of like my first walkthrough videos, and even those walkthroughs, they were a disaster to make, because I had to figure out, because I was borrowing a microphone from someone when I was recording those, so I had to go back and forth. You know, I had to go back and forth with the videos. And I mean, granted, I do want to maybe go back and do a walkthrough on that, but I highly doubt it. Because I mean, that took a lot of work and a lot of time to make a video on that. I'm thinking about actually doing a walkthrough, because I'm still going to do the Gravity Rush 2 walkthrough, but I might do a Dishonored 2 walkthrough, or, you know, whenever Horizon Zero Dawn comes out, which I think it comes out the end of February, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, because I really don't know what's going on. Plus, there's so many games to play that I can't even count. New area. But anyway, so the moral of the story is, this whole video is, I think YouTube just needs, they just need to improve, to be honest. They need to take out their moderators. That's number one. Number two, they need to stop flagging people with their videos, you know. And three, they need to give people a chance, you know. I'm not saying that those YouTube celebs are shit. If anything, I've seen their videos, and they make some pretty damn good videos. You know, I like Alpha Mega Sin, I like Review Tech USA, I like the Angry Video Game Nerd, I like Angry Joe. You know, I like those guys. Like, I like their content that they give out. But the thing is, you gotta remember too, there's people out there that are trying to be like them, and they don't get attention. They don't get the fame or anything that they have. You know, and it really sucks, because again, these are people that love making videos and bust their ass every day just so that way they can make a review on something, or they can, you know, share their thoughts about something or whatever. You know what I mean? And it sucks. And I think it's fair enough for them to get that sort of thing. But I don't know. I mean, I just hope they fix it. You know? And if they don't, then you know what? There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be moving to Twitch. You know? And it's going to suck. You know, because YouTube, you know, had a lot of potential. Well, still has a lot of potential, but they have potential to actually make the viewers and the people that make videos, you know, more presentable. So that way people don't feel like they don't need to violate anything or do anything illegal just for making one video. You know, and they don't want to do that because they're too damn lazy to even fix their moderators. And I know I keep repeating myself, but that's really the main reason why we get that. That's one of the main reasons we get flagged for every video that we do. And it doesn't matter whoever does it. It could be anyone's video. You could be doing like a review on a TV show. You could be doing a review on a movie or a video game or sports, anything that's related to any of that stuff, even in social media, anything that's related to that stuff, you will still get flagged for it and a copyright strike just because you did that video. No matter what it is. And to me, I think that's bullshit. And YouTube definitely needs to fix that. So what they got to do, instead of being lazy, they need to fix their moderators. That's the bottom line. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. This is Nintendo Geek signing out. Have a good one.